Hey guys, Chloe here. We're about to kick off Fangirlish's very first live Snapchat interview with Tyler Schnabel. You may know Tyler from his involvement with Teen Wolf, but we're here to talk about his new project, Snap Storytimes, hence why we're doing this interview on Snapchat. So before we officially get started, we're going to use the magic of Snapchat and turn this over to Tyler so he can say hi to you guys.
Hey everybody, Tyler here. I'm gonna have to interview with this mask on my face the whole time. I can't take it off. Just kidding. Hi! Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Tyler. Alright, so we're going to start off with a really hard-hitting question. Why isn't your Snapchat username Schnabchat?
Ooh, that's a toughie. You know what? Honestly, I signed up a really long time ago, and I wasn't thinking that far ahead. If I could change it, I would! Also, this has nothing to do with the interview, but the moon is just rising through my window right now. How pretty is that? Wow. Sorry, I get a little distracted. Anyways, please continue.
Looks like it's a full moon, so we all better watch out tonight. We know what that means. Anyway, on to the real first question. Tell us about Snap Storytimes in 10 seconds or less.
Snap Storytimes in 10 seconds or less. Okay, well, add me at tschnabs and you'll know.
I think that was the best possible 10-second explanation of Snap Storytimes. So now to get into a little more detail, this is something that I'm really curious about. There are some really cool production things that are going on in your stories, from like voiceovers and so on. So what's the weirdest thing you've had to do behind the scenes to pull that off?
That's a great question, you know. Today was kind of weird because I was playing peekaboo with two hands. I had to put the phone between my knees and use my knees to press record. I was using my kneecap to press the volume up button because it triggers the shutter button, and I kept like turning it off with my other kneecap with the power button. And then for my American Beauty one, I tried using a selfie stick to get like the bird's eye shot of me in bed, but then I couldn't press record and I just gave up on that. I think part of the fun for me is how limited I am doing Snap Storytimes, so it forces me to get creative. Recently I've been using the app Face Swap to get some of the shots that I want, and then I will send the video to my Mac and I will record the video on my phone off my Mac. So those are just a few of the weird things I've had to do for my stories, and I'm always coming up with new stuff, so keep tuning in!
I think I speak for all of us when I say we are really impressed with your innovation and dedication to making Snap Storytimes happen, because that's amazing. Now we're going to turn this over to some reader questions because we've had some of our readers tweeting and snapping in questions for you. First up, Ashley Rose wants to know, do you find it easier to come up with your Snap Storytimes using the filters or when you have special guests?
You know, Ashley Rose, the filters give me a ton of inspiration. For example, the witch today, I got from the witch filter. Every morning when I wake up, I immediately check Snapchat filters and I see what's available and I think, okay, what can I do today? The filters definitely keep me on my toes, and it keeps me from running out of ideas, so God bless Snapchat filters. But of course I love having guests. Guests bring an entirely different dynamic to my Snap Storytimes, and collaborating together is so much fun. There's a lot that I can't do when I'm shooting a Snap Storytimes by myself, so having that extra person there really helps a lot technically, and it's also a lot of fun to improvise with them. I usually just make up my Snap Storytimes as I go, and when I shoot with someone else, they may come up with an idea that I didn't think of, and it'll take the story in a totally different direction. So to sum up your question, Ashley, hey look, there's my roommate Matt walking in the middle of an interview. You're live, you're live, you're live, you're live, you're live, you're live. So to sum up your question, Ashley, I don't really have a preference. I like using filters, I like snapping with friends. Except this guy.
Hi.
I feel like I need to up my game here because you have lots of snacks, you have a roommate. I mean, I have Bulbasaur. He's pretty cool. Anyway, we've got a couple more questions, so we'll move on to the next one from Haley.
How long does it usually take you to film a Snapchat story? Because I know you said before that you have to refilm a couple scenes.
Hi Haley, thanks for tuning in. Usually it takes me anywhere from like 1 hour to 3 hours. It all depends on how complex the story is and whether or not I actually have an ending. I actually don't have a job, so, As I was saying, I don't have a job, so I actually have a ton of free time to dedicate to making a Snap Storytimes every day. Interestingly enough, the shortest episodes on Snap Storytimes usually took the longest to shoot. because some of the shots were so technical and they took a really long time. At the end of the day, I try to keep my Snap Story Times on the shorter side, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll do Snap Story Times the movie.
Snap Storytimes the movie sounds like an amazing idea that needs to be crowdfunded now. Just saying. And on that note, we've got a question from a few people who want to know, can you tease any future Snap Storytimes or guest appearances, including maybe the return of someone else named Tyler?
You know, there's not really much I can tease since I don't really plan that far ahead. Everything I come up with is the day of. But as long as the filters keep recycling, the characters will return. As far as Tyler Posey making a return, who knows? Maybe. We had a really good time doing it. I would love to have him back on the show. We'll see. I've been reaching out to a few other people to come on the show as a guest. You might know them also from MTV, so we'll see.
Well, we'll definitely look forward to that. Tyler, thank you so much for chatting with us tonight. We cannot wait for your next Snap Storytimes. Guys, make sure that you're following him right here.
Thanks so much for having me, Fangirlish. Tune in tomorrow with my new Snap Story Times, only on T-Schnaps.